Hi everyone, my name's Kathy. Welcome to Skint Living UK. Today is Frugal Friday, where I talk about my viewers' tips and tricks and comments that they've left on my videos. I took a bit of a break during the week because I was tired after renovating my bedroom, my spare bedroom, and started putting videos back up again on Cheapy Tuesday. Let me introduce myself if you're a new viewer here. My name's Kathy. I'm a 58-year-old mum. I live in Liverpool on the northwest coast of England, and I live with my youngest son who's 23. He's working full time and saving up a deposit for his own home, and I'm a retired teacher. I didn't officially retire. I used to work full time for 7.5 years, then I packed in because it was just too much work and I was ill. And then I did supply for about 12.5 years. And since COVID, I've not gone back because it's a bit mad these days, to be honest. I cashed in my teacher's pension when I was 55. I'm 58 now, so I've been living on that for the last 3 years, and the amount I get is less than £300 a month. So it's lot less than universal credit that people get, which is in the UK the basic benefit that people receive, and it's just under £400 a month. I don't live on that. I'm decluttering the house at the moment because I'm trying to fix the house up at the moment, so I'm trying to get rid of stuff because I want to downsize. So some of my clutter I'm selling on eBay and the rest goes to the charity shop, so I make a little bit of money, £40-50 on that. And I've just recently been monetised, and it's also like 3 months in the making to get to the threshold, because you have to earn £60 or more in total before they pay you out. So I'm hoping to get a payout this month. So yeah, because I only have a tiny channel, I only have tiny income. So I'm lucky because my grown-up son works full-time in the NHS as an administrator, so he pays me his keep weekly, so I use that for shopping and money towards the bills. So he keeps me afloat, I keep him afloat because I don't charge him loads, so he's able to save up a deposit for his own home. So when the house is sold, I'm going to downsize and I'm moving to Scotland, where my oldest son is already there. He's been there a good couple of years now with his girlfriend. We're all hoping to find somewhere new. Both my sons are hoping to find a cheapy studio apartment flat or a one-bedroom flat at auction, and I'm fingers crossed either hoping to find a bungalow or a ground floor flat with garden, because I just want to be on one level now. I've got arthritis in my hands and a bit in my hip as well. So as I'm getting older, because I'm 58, I just thought, well, I'll move now, do it now, and then I don't want to move again. So I'm really looking forward to going to Scotland. And me and my son have decided, my oldest son, that we're going to go round all the places to watch out in the future next year, all the places that we're going to be looking around in Scotland, including the distilleries. So anyway, enough of me prattling on. I just wanted to thank everybody for all the comments about me doing the renovation of the little bedroom that I've did, because I insulated the walls, plasterboarded it, put tongue and groove up and all the rest of it. I'll leave a link at the end of the video. I've finished doing my bathroom. I've just got to clean it up now as well. I tiled it all. I took all the old tiles off and retiled it, tanked it first, sealed it, and then put new tiles up and tongue and groove along one wall with a dado rail above it. I'm waiting on a decent quote to get the bath, sink and toilet. I've bought bits for the bathroom over the last year or so. So I haven't had it plumbed in because the prices, the quotes I've been getting are stupid. So I'm just waiting to get a decent price. So that's all ready to go. So all the boxes are in the middle bedroom at the moment, which needs plastering, but I can't get it done because there's like loads of boxes and stuff in there, and they're in the way. So I've been decluttering big style this week. So basically there's just boxes in there and some eBay stuff. And the bath. So it makes it look like there's this big sarcophagus in the middle of the room. If you don't know me, I love anything ancient history and stuff like that. So yeah, anything to crowbar Egypt into things, I will. So yeah, so that's why it reminds me of sarcophagus, because that's the way my brain works. Right, so on Cheapy Tuesday, I usually talk about me going to the charity shop and if I've picked up any bargains in the office in the shops, which I did this week. I was made up in Asda. There's a new manager there, my local Asda, and he's really pushed all the cheapy food. Now, they reduced the cut price yellow sticker items, so it's been great. Every time I've been, there's always yellow sticker items there. And other people like that. There's droves of people, flocks of people go, yay! So that's lovely to see, because I think finally someone's realised that the cost of living crisis is still here in full force and everyone is struggling. So it's nice that someone is actually has a light bulb moment and think, yeah, we need to contribute here. So that manager of Asda on Smithtown Road, I thank you a lot. I went charity shopping. I got a couple of kiddies' school dresses, the gingham ones, blue gingham. The reason I wanted them was for the fabric, because I like to do English paper piecing a little bit. I'm new to doing it. I've been inspired by the channel The Last Homely House with Kate. She does magnificent quilts, so she sort of inspired me to have a little dabble. I've made a bag and one cushion so far. So I'm not on big epic quilts or anything like that. I'm definitely a novice. I also picked up a little sunflower plant pot, which I was made up with because there's a little bit of a sunflower theme going in the spare bedroom, the little box bedroom. And I got a Guinness glass because I'm partial to a drop of Guinness. And yeah, so they were both 50p. So yeah. I wanted to say happy 61st birthday to Mother Clanger. She told me it was a birthday this week. Happy birthday, honey. And Jan Halliwell, who used to be called Jan Johnson, has been telling me that she's been leaking money this week because her 5-year-old phone died. Oh, mine's 5 years old. I hope mine doesn't die. And she got a phone from the Tesco eBay shop, and she's paying over 3 months on PayPal because it's interest free. Yeah, I think those services can be good if you manage to make the payments on time. I think if you're late, it can be you can end up paying all kinds of mad fees. But if you stick to it, I think it's a great idea. And she said she needs to get a new passport with her new married name. So she spends a lot of money at the moment. God love her. Yeah. Taffy Nige. Hello, Taffy. He said to me, because I was showing the food that I got reduced, and there was a bag of salad, and it said butterhead leaves, and he thought it said butthead, which is the American version of saying a profanity. I can't say it because YouTube will penalise me. So yeah, I thought that was quite funny. I did a bit of batch cooking during the week because with all my reduced food, I cram everything in the oven. My version of batch cooking is to cook lots of various meals all at the same time, ram it in the oven, and then we'll eat it over 2-3 days. So we'll eat the meat cold or whatever, and we'll have it with a salad, or maybe I'll throw some rice or pasta or something to go with it later on. Rather than batch cooking where you make a big massive pot of one thing, say like a curry, and then you have that for a few days or you freeze some. We don't do that. We cook it all and we eat it all. Sometimes I might save a little portion and throw that in the freezer, but generally it's for us to scoff. Sandra Perry says she cooks sausage and mash, and she cooks the potatoes and carrots together, and she also made an apple and custard dessert using the apples from her garden. Oh, I hope I get a little garden because I want to go raspberries and apples in mine. I'd love it where it was big enough so I could put a greenhouse in there because Scotland's a lot colder and rainy up there. So I thought if I've got a greenhouse or at least some raised beds with covers on, I'll be able to grow stuff. So good on you, honey. Not best of a free dessert. Jan Halliwell, she says she does lots of cooking with the free electricity on Sunday. This is with Octopus. So if your energy company doesn't do it, why aren't they doing it? Because I was with British Gas and they were pants. So I've gone back to Octopus. I've literally started today on Octopus, so I will investigate this free energy on a Sunday because a few people have mentioned it. And she said she did loads of cooking, did the hoovering and 2 loads of washing. Good on you, girl. She crammed everything in, got it all done for free. And I don't blame her. The energy's expensive and it's going up again in October, isn't it? For no reason, just because they can. Kerry James, hiya Kerry, says she does batch cooking and she freezes them, and when cooking she turns off the heat before it's finished cooking so that the residual heat finishes the cooking process. Well done, girl. And she likes using small energy efficient appliances like a slow cooker. Yeah, slow cooker's great. And I love when you're cooking in a slow cooker because when you come back and the house just smells lovely and yummy of food, doesn't it? So yeah, good on you. I did a video on saving money by buying vintage decor. I just think you don't need to buy stuff from Dunelm or Marks and Spencer's or anywhere like that, IKEA, because there's a raft of vintage stuff everywhere. Car booties, second-hand shops, Facebook Marketplace and eBay. They're just everywhere. Sometimes people have got garage or attic sales, table sales. And I think it's best to reflect your personal taste, not what they're telling you to do. Sarah, so thrifty. Hello, hun, new viewer, as far as I know. She says she likes the 40s and 50s antiques because they're so unique. Lovely Frank McHale. Hello, Frank. He says the OXO tin that I showed, the red OXO metal tin, it said reminded him of growing up because both his mum and gran had one. Yeah, and I think it's quite a common thing, the OXO stuff, isn't it? It's like the adverts with the little cartoon girl and boy. Yeah. Or was that Bisto? You tell me in the comments, I can't remember. It might be Bisto, that mightn't it? Jan Halliwell again, she says her house is full of mismatched stuff. And she loves pool pottery. Yeah, I do. I probably pronounced this wrong. Angela Weiberg, Wyburgh. She does very bright colours, bold graphics and designs, beautiful. So yeah, have a look out for Angela Weiberg. So yeah, I can understand why she loves pool pottery. It's lovely. What else have we got here? Oh, lovely Sandra Parry. Hello, Sandra. She said she's been to Egypt too because I was talking about some of the items that I have are Egyptian in style because I love, like I said, ancient history and archaeology, and I've got a few bits there. I've got some Egyptian tourist bits, but I didn't show them, but I showed other bits that I did have from like the 70s. She's been to Egypt too. She went to Cairo. She said it was really busy in the museum. It was like people all squashed in everywhere. And she said she rode a camel. She went on to the Sahara Desert on a camel train. She said she wasn't keen on the camel. It was a smelly. And she said, this is her words, my camel had indigestion. Enough said, I think. So I've got visions of her on this farty camel walking through the desert because she wanted to see the sunset. It was lovely, and she met the local people there as well. Amazing. I've not done that. Take my hat off to you, honey. I was telling her when I hope to sell the house that me and my oldest son, I promised him for years we're going to do a Nile trip on the boat where you go and see different ruins every day, old temples and things like that, and then you have a day at the beach. We had the beach, so we're going to do that when we first moved, just to get away from the madness of moving house. And my youngest son stayed there, so he'll be looking after the pets and himself. Your class, hello honey. She says she has a new sofa, but the rest of her furniture is from the 1970s. It's the brown furniture and it was all bought second hand. Yeah, because there's stuff from the 60s and 70s as well built, isn't it? Like G-Plan and Schreiber and all those famous makes. My older son's got a few bits and pieces like that. He likes an eclectic mix like me. And Nige Webb said to me, right, because on my video I showed, I opened up the shoe polish and left a big trail of brown stains on my carpet. It looked like blood stains, and I said it looked like I'd murdered somebody. And then I showed my ottoman and never tied the two together. And Nige Webb said, the body's in the trunk, isn't it? Shh, don't tell no one, innocent till proven guilty, honey. And I just want to end on a lovely thought that Tammy Brugnoli said. She says everything in her house is second-hand or thrifted, and she only buys things she loves and has a use for. And she said, in quotes, "Who cares what's in style? It's your home, and you should have a smile on your face when you walk in." Yeah, because it's just sanctuary, isn't it? So rather than falling for all the fads, like Sandra Perry said, she said people just buy stuff because it's the latest fad, the latest colour, and they get suckered in. Just buy what you like. Who cares what other people think? Who wants to look like a shoddy version of an IKEA showroom? They don't. I think most people don't, and especially people of my generation, Gen X, and older, the boomers and the silent generation. We don't want that. We grew up with everything being colourful and wonderful and people having their own style. These days I think everything's a bit homogenised, isn't it? It's all a bit samey, and you look at all the shops and you think they're all selling the same stuff, just the price tag's slightly different. Depends on what type of shop it is. So if Home of Bargains would be quite nice and cheap, and then somewhere like M&S would be a bit more expensive, and then John Lewis even more expensive, and so on, for the same stuff. And often you can find the original vintage version, which they've ripped off, for like £1 or £2 in the charity shop. So yeah, so watch out for tomorrow's video about retro style, and I hope you see me there. And if you like today's video, could you please like and leave me a comment, because the YouTube algorithm still thinks I don't exist. I don't know what they want. I don't know what the algorithm wants from me. Maybe blood or an organ. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and have a smashing weekend. Bye for now.